Students of class 10A and 10B. Today, some important points of the lesson mentioned in the board I am going to explain you. The significance of the Lucknow Pact. What was the significance of the Lucknow Pact? What was the significance of the Lucknow Pact? The significance of the Lucknow Pact, the Lucknow Pact of 1916, marked an important phase in the in Indian national movement. An important phase marked an important phase in the Indian national movement because of the unity between the Hindus and Muslims. By bringing an understanding between the Congress and the Muslim League, it marked the beginning of a new era. The Britishers were scared of it. And second one, the two organizations, the Muslim League and the Congress, came closer. They came closer because of the two organizations passed one resolution at their respective sessions. They put forward a joint scheme of political reforms based on separate electorates and demanded that the British government make a declaration to confirm self-government in India, self-government to India at the earliest. So this is the most important significance of the Lucknow Pact. And now what are the clauses of the Lucknow Pact? What are the clauses? There are some clauses of the Lucknow Pact. Now what are the clauses? Number one, abolition of the Indian Council. Abolition of Indian Council. And number two, enlargement of the provincial and central legislative councils. Number three, separate electorate for the Muslims. And number four, limitations on the powers of imperial legislature, autonomy to the provinces. So these are the most important clauses of the Lucknow Pact. And next one, shortcomings of the Lucknow Pact. Shortcomings. What are the shortcomings of the Lucknow Pact? What are the limitations of the Lucknow Pact? Now I am going to discuss. What are the shortcomings of the Lucknow Pact? What are the shortcomings of the Lucknow Pact? There are some shortcomings and limitations of the Lucknow Pact. By the Lucknow Pact, the Congress accepted separate electorates, and indirectly that Hindus and Muslims had separate interests. It aimed to operate without secularization of their political outlook. And second limitation or second drawback, it did not involve the masses, it was based on the notion of bringing together the educated Hindus and Muslims as separate political entities. Separate political entities means a concept of separatist tendency was formed between the Hindu educated people and Muslim educated people. So these are the drawbacks or shortcomings of the Lucknow Pact. And next one, circumstances leading to the Lucknow Pact. What are the circumstances leading to the Lucknow Pact? There are certain points behind it. The Lucknow Pact, had become very important, and it also gave a birth of new consciousness among the Indian leaders, among the Congress leaders. So these are the things. Now, what are the circumstances led to the Lucknow Pact? There are certain circumstances leading to the Lucknow Pact. Number one, the scheme of attitude of the Muslims towards the Congress because of the pro-Turkey and pro-Caliph sentiments. In the First World War, Turkey had been defeated at the hands of the Allied powers, but uh, the after its defeat, Britain, after its defeat, it suffered humiliation at the hands of Britain or the Allies. That's why the British, but uh, but the religious head of Turkey was the Caliph, but the head of the Caliph, but the head of Turkey was their Caliph or religious head. So the insult of Caliph was the insult of the Muslims. That's why the Muslims felt insulted and they started the Khilafat movement, you know very well. But the thing is that the pro-Turkey and pro-Caliph sentiments encouraged the Muslim leaders towards Congress because they wanted to get themselves united against the British, and that in that sense that after the defeat the Turkey might be defeated by the Allied powers, and after its defeat the cooperation of the Congress was required to them. And in fact Turkey was defeated in the First World War, and then the Allied powers Britain humiliated Turkey, but the Muslims started the Khilafat movement. Gandhiji strongly supported it. You know the history. Anyway, but second circumstances leading to the Lucknow Pact, the annulment of partition plan in the year 1911. The partition plan, which was adopted by Lord Curzon in the year 1905. After a long struggle against the British finally annulled the partition plan in the year 1911. And next point, change in the objectives of the Muslim League, which made it agree with the Congress to have a political goal for India and a compromise between the assertive nationalists and the early nationalists. Both the two wings of the Congress, they join hands collectively and strengthen the unity of the Congress. Once upon a time, the two wings of the Congress, their relationship was strained, and ultimately the assertive nationalists were suspended for 15 years from the Congress by the early nationalists. But both the two wings of the Congress, they join hands collectively in the Lucknow session of the Congress in the year 1916, my dear students, in the year 1916. So, afterwards, the Muslim Leagues also joined them because the main demand of the Muslim League, the separate electorates, which was not accepted by the Congress earlier, but on the eve of the unity between the two wings of the Congress felt it necessary to have an unification between not only the two wings of the Congress but with the Muslim League. That's why they accepted their former demand, separate electorates. And as soon as their former demand was accepted, the Muslim League decided to join the two wings of the Congress, means Indian National Congress. So this is the most important part of our teaching, circumstances leading to the Lucknow Pact. Topic, the Muslim League. And another 2 points are left. I am going to discuss it. That is very important. I have not mentioned it yet. Now let me write it in the blackboard, in the whiteboard. My dear students, these are the 2 points. Why was the Muslim League formed? Why was the Lucknow Pact signed? Why was the Muslim League? Why was the Muslim League formed? And why was the the Lucknow Pact was signed? Now, question is, why was the Muslim League formed? When was and why was the Muslim League formed? The Muslim League was formed in order to establish the influence of the Muslims in Indian politics. It was under the guiding principles of Sir Saeed Ahmed Khan. The Muslim League was established in the year 1906 at Dhaka. But now, why was it formed? It was formed with a view to uh, with a view to uh, with a view to demand with a view to produce the demands of the Muslims before the British, and it was due to the reason the Muslim League, the Muslims of India decided to establish one political organization. For them, it was the Muslim League. Now, question is, why was, when and where was the Muslim League formed? The Muslim League was formed, as I told you earlier, in Dhaka in the year 1906, and then quickly taken over by the UP based on Muslim elite. And later on, another thing was why was the Lucknow Pact signed? The Lucknow Pact was signed in order to strengthen unity between the two wings of the Congress. It was an effort made by the Congress leaders so that the two wings of the Congress, the early nationalists and the assertive nationalists, must be united and must strengthen the programs of anti-British movement throughout the country. And at the same time, they decided to accept the former demand of the Muslim League. What was the former demand of the Muslim League? Separate electorate. The Congress agreed to accept it, and as soon as Congress agreed to accept the former demand of the Muslim League, the separate electorate, the Muslim League also joined in the Congress. So it's nothing but an unity. It's nothing but a unity among the leaders of India, the Muslim League, the Congress, the assertive leaders, and the early nationalists. And now, when was it achieved? When was it achieved? In the year 1916, the Lucknow Pact was signed, or the Lucknow Pact was achieved. And apart from this, the Lucknow Pact was signed with a view to encourage the Congress leaders. Both the two wings of the Congress, they started agitation against the British government separately, although the part of the assertive leaders was very important, because under the huge pressure of the assertive leaders, the British was forced to annul the partition plan in the year 1911. Although the early nationalists took an initiative in order to make the British understand with persuasive arguments that partitioning Bengal into two halves would not bring peace and prosperity in the country. On the contrary, it would bring desperate tendency between the two communities. Both the two communities would not be satisfied. Although Muslims might be satisfied, but the Hindus would not be satisfied, since it was a Hindu majority country. So the state must not be divided into two halves. It was the demand of the early nationalists, but their demand, whatever they produced before the British government, the British did not want to accept it, since they believed not in violence, but they believed in non-violence. But the assertive leaders believed in non-violence. That's why their demand ultimately was accepted. How? Because they started anti-British movement by encouraging, a number of assertive leaders who started throwing bombs, started killing British officials, they started destroying British properties, started boycotting British schools, British colleges, and educational institutions had become a center of agitation under the assertive leaders. That's why the British felt it necessary to withdraw the partition plan. So they withdrew the partition plan in the year 1911, and it was due to the effort of the assertive leaders. That's why in the year 1916, the early nationalists felt it necessary to shake hands with the assertive leaders. That's why in the year 1916, in the Lucknow session of the Congress, both the two wings of the Congress, the assertive nationalists and the early nationalists, joined hands together and strengthened the unity of the Congress. And at the same time, the Congress unanimously accepted the former demand of the Muslim League separate electorate, and hence the Muslim League also joined them. And the British realized that it was the right time to introduce certain reforms for the satisfaction of Indian people, because they all got themselves united against the British. That's why they introduced many reforms in the structure of the administration. Up to this, my dear students. Thank you.